Change your story and change your life. What if I told you that every day you're telling yourself a story and it's shaping your entire life right now? What if the reason you're not where you want to be in life right now is because of that story that you're telling yourself? So I want to ask you, like, what story are you telling yourself right now? I remember when I had a very bad substance abuse problem. And I knew I had a problem. I had no problem admitting it. And I just accepted that's the fact. That's just who I am. That's just the way life is. You know, I'm stopped working in the restaurant industry, and I'm just going to do this my whole life until maybe I croak, right? So that's what I used to tell myself. That was the story I told myself. I didn't really see myself that high. I had a lot of very low self-esteem issues. And that's the way I saw myself. And that was the story I told myself. So my reality had no choice but to reflect that back to me. So that's how I lived my life for 7 years. Until one day, someone told me about this concept called the law of attraction. How your thoughts create your reality. How your thoughts actually have a frequency, and they protrude out to the universe, and they help bring back like thoughts, like things, and like people into your life. And it's those thoughts that you're thinking that help create that reality for yourself. That's why you gotta be careful with the story you tell yourself. Every single thing that you tell yourself that you believe is directly creating your reality for you. And when I realized that my thoughts create my own reality, that changed my life, because then I realized that I wasn't a victim. I realized that everything I was doing, I could change. And that's what I did. I remember I stopped telling myself the story I told myself for 7 years. That once an act, always an act. That, you know, I'll never be able to be a normal person. I'm always going to have these troubles. I'm always going to be fiending for these things. And one day I just remembered, I was like, I want to apply this. You have to apply this too. And that's what I did. And I just woke up one day and I was like, I've had enough. I can't do this anymore. And I started remembering what my friend told me about how your thoughts create your reality. And I just started telling myself a new story. And my new story was, what did I used to do before I had this problem? What do I want to get out of life? Where do I want to go in life? And that's what I did, is I just focused on what I wanted. I wanted to get a different job out of the job I was currently at. That was not helping my situation. I wanted to move out of the place I was currently at because I wasn't in a good position. I moved back in my parents. I got a new job. I did that in 2 weeks. And at the point in time, to me, in my opinion, that stuff should have never happened. And I stopped my substance abuse issue then too, because I just focused on what I wanted. You know, a lot of us, I feel like, especially me, is like, we're so focused on the story we tell ourselves every day, and we're so stuck on the story, and we always repeat the story to everybody around us, that it becomes who we are. And to a point, that is you, right? That's who you are. You overcame those things. You went through those things. But that doesn't have to be you forever. You don't have to be that same person everybody expects you to be. You can choose right now to become a different person. And most of law of attraction, the teachings of this, you have to be present for that. So the more present you are, the more you're aware of your thoughts, the more you're aware of the story you tell yourself. Because a lot of this is unconscious. A lot of this is unconscious, and we don't pay attention to the stuff that we tell ourselves every day. And we don't even realize it. I don't realize this half the time. At the time, I'm just doing my thing every day. And then when I listen to stuff like this, I stop for a second. I'm like, where are my thoughts at? What story was I telling myself today? How was I going about and telling people about who I am as a person? Do I need to change that? Was I being negative today? Was I telling myself a story I don't want to believe? And you gotta ask yourself, like, what story are you telling yourself? What story are you telling other people about you? Do you like that story about yourself? Do you want to change that story about yourself? Because you can. You just gotta be aware. You gotta ask yourself, what am I thinking about myself right now? What story have I been telling people for the past 5, 10, 15 years about myself that I don't even like, that I don't even agree with, but it's just who I am? So can I change that? And if I can change that, what story would I rewrite for myself? So you gotta ask yourself that. What story do you want to rewrite? And a lot of us would be like, but Jeremy, I don't know what story I want. And that's okay, because a lot of people don't know what they want. That's why they're living unconsciously this person they believe they are. So that's where you gotta sit down, right? You gotta sit down, you gotta write out like all your beliefs. What are your negative beliefs about things? What are the beliefs that you have about yourself? What are the beliefs you want to get rid of that you have about yourself, that you're like, this isn't me anymore. This is not the person that I want to be. So you got to write those things out. When you guys get a pen and paper at some point this week, and I want you to write that out. Ask yourself, what do I want to change in my life? What story have I been telling myself for the past 5, 10, 15 years? And do I agree with that story? What part do I want to change about my story? And then you got to ask yourself, have your real goals, and be like, what goals do I want to accomplish? Where am I now? Where do I want to go? Because if you don't know where you want to go, you're just going to be dragged along through someone else's story or the current story you have about yourself, and you're just going to go by the seat of your pants. And we don't want that. We don't want to go by the seat of our pants. Sometimes it's fun. Yeah, I get it. I love it too. I like going by the seat of my pants, but then we hit that wall and we're like, damn it, we're back to square one. So you got to ask yourself this. Everything in your life, your bank account, your relationships you have, how you see yourself, that is a direct influence on how you see yourself. If you believe you'll always be broke, you will always be broke. If you believe relationships are going to be hard to come by and everybody's bad out there, that's what you're going to attract. That's the law of attraction. What you think about is what you create. When you're on that frequency of thinking about those negative things, it has no choice but reality to reflect that back to you, because reality is like a mirror. You don't go up the mirror and force the mirror to smile. You smile, and the mirror smiles back at you. And that is how this reality works. That's why you gotta be careful with the things you tell yourself. That's why you gotta be focusing on the things you do want. Always ask yourself, what do I want out of life? What do I want to accomplish today? What do I want to accomplish this week? What do I want to accomplish this month? Because once you have an idea of what you want, then by having that idea, being on that frequency, other frequencies just like that have to come to you. That is the law of attraction. It's the law of the universe. And the primary law of attraction is actually the law of vibration. So everything is vibration. Your hand is vibration, as in us. Humans, we all are vibration. Everything is vibration. Your computer is vibration. You as a human being is vibration. The house that you're living in, it's all vibrating. It's all vibrating so fast though that it appears solid. But on the subatomic level, it's 99.99999% empty space. And your consciousness directly influences the things around you. Because if everything's vibration, if everything around you vibration, nothing's actually technically solid, it's all fluid, reality's fluid, and that means your consciousness and what you believe about yourself and the story you tell yourself and the things you tell yourself every day has a direct influence over that 3D reality that you experience day by day, because everything at the end of the day is vibration. And whatever story you tell yourself every day and have a belief system in directly influences those vibrations around you, and you become that vibration, and that's what you're going to attract to you. You are a magnet. You are a giant magnet. You're a giant human magnet. As being a magnet, what you think about, what you get emotionally involved in, is what you're going to attract to yourself more often. That's why, have you ever gotten in traffic and you're all pissed off, and everywhere around you seems to be honking the horn, being pissed off too? That's directly you being a magnet. You're attracting that. You got emotionally involved, you got pissed off, you honked the horn, everybody around you honking the horn. Next thing you know, you want to get out and beat the piss out of the guy next to you, because that's what you attracted. And a lot of people think the law of attraction, it's like, well, I didn't want to attract this. Well, yeah, you did. I hate to say that to you guys, but yeah, you did. Whatever's happened is you've attracted it. But the best thing when you think about that and you take it, like I call radical responsibility, even things you didn't think you attracted, if you sit down and be present, you're like, okay, why did I attract that? What belief system did I have that attracted that? Now, what do I need to do to attract better things into my life? Then you can truly grab life by the horns and directly create your reality the way you want it to, instead of having life create your reality, or someone else create your reality for you. So I want you guys to ask yourself again, what story have I been telling myself? What story have I been telling other people? And think about that story. Do you agree with that story? Is that you? And then what I want you to do is I want you to write yourself a new story. Write yourself a new story. Money comes to me easily and frequently. Relationships I enjoy. I attract the best relationships to me. I have my dream job. I love everything I do. I'm grateful for where I am in life. And I want you to tell yourself this every day. And I want you to truly think every day, be present. Be truly present in the moment and ask, what do I want to manifest today? What do I want to accomplish today? What is the new story about me that I want to believe in today? Feel it as if it's real. Feel it as if it's truly real and it truly has already happened. I want you guys to look for signs, right? People might just come up to you and say, hey, how's your day going? You might find a $10 bill in the ground. You might get an unexpected check in the mail. Someone you haven't talked to in 10 years might reach out to you and be like, hey, how's your day going? I haven't seen you in so long. How are you? Be optimistic about life. Play with life. Play with this. Don't believe everything I tell you. I want you to try it. Experiment with it. Be like, I'm going to walk down the street and get $5. I'm going to find $5 on the ground. I'm going to wake up tomorrow and my bank account's going to have $1,000 in it. They're going to be checking the mail for $500. I'm going to run into someone at the bar that I'm going to have an absolutely awesome conversation with, and it's going to be the best day I had in a long time. This is the stuff you got to start telling yourself. Because the more optimistic you are about life, and the more you believe this and you start playing with life instead of taking it so seriously, then life will start playing back with you. Everything you want is already here. Everything you want already wants you. You just got to accept it. You got to let go of all the bullshit, and you just got to let in all the good shit. Let go all the bullshit and let in all the good shit. So what new story are you going to choose for yourself today? I believe in you, and the universe believes in you. You guys can accomplish anything you want. If you got value from this today, I'd like you to like and subscribe and share it with somebody that you know would help tremendously from this. I appreciate you guys. Until next time.